Home game, man.
Yeah.
You like the home game situation?
Yeah, Albuquerque is like my second home. So I'm originally from Sioux Falls, South Dakota,
Right.
but I train here and have been for the last 3 years. So
Does it make you feel any different when you're in a camp, knowing that like you're going to be fighting someplace that you're so familiar with, compared to needing to fly someplace and get used to some other environment?
It's really convenient, and it's almost. I didn't have to check into the hotel, but I did so it could feel like fight week. So that definitely helped a lot. But I have a lot of experience fighting in my hometown. I fought for RFA. Almost all my fights were in my hometown in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. So kind of used to it.
Talk a little bit about the opponent change and sort of what that did for your prep and all that stuff, and does that throw a wrench into the works? And
Never.
Yeah.
This will be my 9th fight in the UFC, and I've kind of learned just to go with the flow. You never know what's going to happen. So, opponent change week before, no problem. I was training for a tough Dagestani wrestler, and for that I kind of had to be well-rounded with my whole game and really fight up to my highest potential. And with this new opponent, it's the same thing. Training for the Dagestani, we're still ready for pretty much anybody. So the other guy bringing more of a wrestling game and stuff like that, and this guy's more of a striker. It doesn't really change a whole lot for me because I'm a wrestler too. So I've been studying both sides of it, whether it's defense or not, but studying both sides. So we've had a pretty solid game plan for this new one.
Really quick turnaround here, and obviously he's struggled his last couple fights, but do you kind of take that into consideration that he just fought 3 weeks ago and he's moving up, and there's a lot of storylines that seem to kind of on paper work in your advantage, it would seem?
Pretty much all of them. This was kind of a really bad fight for him to take for a lot of reasons, including his safety and everything like that. But fighters will be fighters, and they want to fight, they want that money or whatever, and I'm the one that gives him the fight, and I still expect a tough fighter, and especially he's on a 2-fight losing streak. He's got something to prove. This could be one of his last fights in the UFC, so he definitely knows he needs a win, and it's he saw the opportunity and he took it. Whether even if it was on a week or two's notice, doesn't matter. A fighter's going to be a fighter, so everybody's got the puncher's chance, and he's going to be really dangerous in the first round, I assume. But so will I. So.
How do you go through that mental switch of turning it from one opponent, flipping the page right away, not lingering, thinking about it, getting ready for the fight still?
I grew up a wrestler. You're wrestling multiple opponents in one day, and never any film study or anything like that. So at some point you learn to just go with it, and if I fight my best game, it doesn't matter who I fight. It doesn't matter who. If I fight my best game, I can beat anybody. So, and I 100% believe that, and that's kind of what it's come down to.
Yeah, so what's been your main focus, man, this fight camp and just getting ready? I know, like you said, can't really focus on who you're fighting right now, but it's just on yourself. Kind of what's been your main focus?
I worked a lot on my jiu-jitsu this fight camp. I was supposed to go against a Dagestani wrestler, and he's got some good chokes and stuff like that. And also in my last fight, I got choked out, and I've got submitted one other time before. And it's really something I felt I could get better at. A big hole in my game was my jiu-jitsu. So I worked my jiu-jitsu as long, I kept working my striking and everything else like that. But yeah, just working on being a better fighter, better athlete, and I fell in love with the sport again. It kind of gets, it's after so many fights or whatever, it gets kind of routine, and I fell in love with the process of training and getting better and stuff like that. So it's been more of a mental change for me.
Yeah, you said he's coming off of back-to-back loss, but you coming off a loss as well. How dangerous does that make you coming into this fight?
Super dangerous. I hate losing. I've been a winner most of my life in wrestling and stuff like that. I've always competed to win. I don't just show up for no reason. So yeah, it hurts my heart when I do lose. And as for a while having 4 losses, I was like, it's just a loss, but it's not just a loss. It goes back to when I was in high school, and I lost in the state finals my junior year against David Mashad. But I lost that, and it hurt my heart. So the next year I came back, and I just steamrolled people in one state, and then went on to win junior college nationals, and that's the type of run I'm trying to go on. I never want to lose again.
Jon and Juan just fought. Christian and Davian fight next week. So the whole kind of heavyweight training team there at JW, all in action in a short period of time. So what was that like, everybody kind of pushing each other and peaking around the same couple weeks?
That's great. Anytime you get that kind of atmosphere where everybody's training for a fight, everybody's in a camp, and they're all dangerous. So many dangerous guys in the gym, and yeah, it's just a beautiful thing. And the way the styles come together, even though a lot of those guys are taller and they were not like my original opponent at all. So, but I still trained with them, and so that helped me get ready for this fight, not knowing I was getting ready for this fight. So it's kind of this is one of the things where you train with everybody and you learn from everybody.
Are you able to look back and some of those rounds with Christian kind of do apply to what could happen here?
Absolutely, rounds with Christian, Jon Jones, like they kind of have that body type. You know, they're strikers, so it's definitely helped a lot.
So like you said, this is your second home, and this fight card is weird because there's so many local guys. I know train with John, and you got former guys like Lando Venata, you know, Ray Bohr, guys that you train with. I mean, is it kind of like you gonna be kind of rooting for those guys too? You root for the local guys?
Absolutely, yeah, definitely the local guys, as long as they haven't really tried to take aim at our gym too much, because we got a lot of, you know, those guys in the gym are my family and friends and my coaches, and if they're talking foul on them, you're talking foul on me. So there's a couple people that I can't get down with, but you know, that's another time. It's fight week. It doesn't matter. You know, they don't matter.
Care to name names on that?
No, sorry. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. When you look at stylistically on this fight, the last two fights that Dequan has lost have actually been against wrestlers.
Yep.
And traditionally on paper, you know, that would be an advantage for you there. Do you see yourself taking it to the ground and kind of going the traditional route, or are you actually looking for a knockout here?
Maybe a little bit of both. I know how dangerous my wrestling can be, and I know how dangerous the threat of my wrestling can be, and also the threat of my strikes. So who knows what I'll come with? I don't even know what I'm going to do yet. I'm just going to go out there and fight, and that's when I'm the most dangerous, and it's going to be a beautiful night. So I'm super excited about it. It's actually a really good opportunity. Face adversity a little bit, new opponent, and just getting mentally sound for it. It's been a good opportunity, and make something good out of it.
Do you typically have a specific game plan going in, or for this one, is that just because it's a last-minute replacement?
I have my last couple fights, but you know, looking back a little bit, I've fought my best when I don't have a game plan. I'm a really athletic guy, and when I just use my athleticism and let myself be free mentally and be creative, it usually turns out pretty good. And when I'm in there having fun and not thinking, it always turns out good.
So no specific prediction or anything like that for this one? You're just going to kind of go with the flow?
No, I just expect a beast in there. I'm going to be a beast. My fight name's Brown Bear, and I plan on living up to that 100%. And I've done a lot of mental things to get ready for that. I've been out on the mountain. I've been stuck on a mountain and in survival mode and stuff like that, hungry and all that. It's in the cold, and a lot of times, some of the times I go out to the mountains here in the Sandia Mountains in Albuquerque, and I'll go by myself. And if you get stuck out there by yourself and there's no cell phone reception and stuff like that, it's a dangerous situation. And at times my adrenaline gets going, and just putting myself in more of those situations where I have to survive a little bit, and I know there's danger there, but I keep going forward.
So you actually got stuck?
Yeah.
What's the story behind that?
Oh, it's actually me and Jon Jones in Tule, and just the four-wheel drive went out, so we weren't stuck, but it was a situation where people had to come along and help us and stuff like that. But it was a learning situation, and a little bit of a survival mode. Even though there's people around and stuff like that, it was still like, okay, we got to get this truck out, and it was adversity. So getting stuck's never fun. My last camp, I did get stuck out by myself out in the Jemez Mountains, going through a snowdrift. I thought my truck could make it through. I didn't realize how deep it was, so I went slow, and it sunk. So I was stuck about 3 or 4 hours. Then a truck came along and pulled me out.
So fight night is nothing compared to thinking you might actually die out there.
Yeah, I mean, I never actually thought I'd die, but your survival instincts kick in, and a fight's nothing. And I actually watched the movie Hurt Locker last night, and it's like, and I give so much thanks to the military, because those guys, what we do is nothing compared to what they do. They actually go into life or death situations. We go into there's a referee, there's cage, it's sanctioned, everything like that. There's rules. So, fighting's it's minimal compared to that kind of danger. And going into a fight knowing that is dangerous for the mental. It really opens up to what I can do.